So now we're back in Prairie, and we're just going to skip this butterfly fields for now. Birds and clouds charge your cape, so you can always look for birds and clouds to charge your cape. And actually, I'm going to go into butterfly field, or go into the next area, nest, which is my favorite part of this Prairie area. And then I'm actually going to quit the game and then resume. So here we are in Nest. The music here is some of my favorite. But I'm going to end up quitting and restarting. It's mostly just so we can look at what home brings us now. And we get our aviary shrine now. So I now have a shortcut to the aviary from home. I don't have to only resume. I also have my gift candle now. You get 1 gift candle per day. And this is my one friend, the non-player character. Light her candle and send her a blessing. You also collect blessings from friends. There's our resume game shrine there now. And then this little constellation table, which shows us the emotes we've collected and the maps. So once you've visited an ancestor, you can access their map and their cosmetics, their shop, from home rather than having to visit them in the game again, which is very convenient, especially for difficult to reach ones, which you get later in the game. Difficult just because you need more than one player. There's the one emote I've collected in Prairie. Not after buying any stuff just yet. New players all have brown capes, so you can kind of tell new players. A few players like to wear their old brown capes. Most players wear their more colorful attire. For a little while, the brown cape disappeared from your closet once you changed out of it, but it is there now. So, resume the game, and it will return me to Prairie. Not in exactly the same place I left off. So, for some reason, I don't have music, and I don't know why. Oh, and I get here and I just connected to people. That's what happened in the middle of a quest. And it seems like we have 2 quests going on here. There's purple candles. Those are important. You'll want to know where those are. Seems like we had 2 quests, because this is a light quest, or a creature quest. And that stone is for an ancestor quest. So instead of doing that, I went after the helping this other person who had started the quest finish that quest before it timed out. I don't know if you can have 2 quests going on at once. I think they might interfere. I'm not sure though. Anyway, you can come into a quest in progress. Obviously, I came into 2, it looked like. It's one thing about being a new player and not knowing any of this, that this can be really kind of disconcerting when you just drop into something already happening. All my wax. And my new candle. Forge a candle. Hooray. And then I'm going to light this little person. The mask that makes people small has been replaced by the shrink spell. Those who had the mask, the small mask prior to 4.0, still have the mask in their closet, but it's not available currently in an ancestor map. I called her Little Red, but she's really wearing the orange cape, which is not in the game either. So she's an old beta tester player. A little confused here. I thought I had just unlocked high five, so I'm not sure what just happened there with the gift exchange. My sound might be just a touch off. The video didn't record the sound right, so I had to fix it. It might still need some adjusting. Sounds like it's a fraction off. Oh well. I have, because I'm used to playing, there's all these emotes I wanted to do and I don't have them yet. So I'm like, I wanted to bow, I wanted to blow kisses, and I couldn't do any of it. So it's kind of funny for me. New players have so little in their repertoire. Oh, I was actually waiting for her to offer her hand again, and she wasn't doing it, so I finally just took it, which makes it kind of obvious I'm not a brand new player. So I was hoping she'd come along and show me some things, since she knows what she's doing. I was also trying to take pictures of her cape, because it is the one cape in the game I do not have on my main account. I think she was looking for, oh, she's looking for the exit. She's looking for the exit to the next area, and she's in the wrong place. So I renamed her Little Orange. Okay. Yeah, she was looking for the exit. So now we're going to head to, so we didn't collect the emotes here. I'll come back to them. We're going to head to, and again, find a quest in progress to, it's called Villages. Oh, I think I messed that picture up good. Oops, she dropped me. The server, the game disconnected us. And this is weird because we appear to have finished the quest, and then it was acting funky. But all these people. Not a whole lot of wax received for that one either, which makes sense because I wasn't even there. And see, it's active again for us, so I'm a bit confused by it. By what happened here. All the people! And there's a... Yeah, it looks like a confused, glitched quest. But then somebody's going to appear. Maybe not quite here. I don't know who the little orange cape is. I have no clue. I don't know of anybody who uses the orange cape who also uses the small mask. Regularly, anyway. I'm just going to head off and explore on my own. and find a ancestor stone. This is another fairly simple little quest, just light to light to light. This is the laughter emote. Here's the mantis. For a little while in the updates, these were gone. This whole sequence was gone, and then they brought it back. And this is from way back, so it's nice to have these guys back in here like this. The prairie has been split up into sections now, where it used to be all one much smaller area. There's just bits and pieces of each of these areas. In one small area, then everything was broken apart and expanded. So that transition period, there were things missing and stuff. So many changes to this game. So many changes. These animations here are skippable after you've seen them once. And then here appears, let's shed some light on her. Oh, hello. I am pretty sure I know you. Pretty sure I know who that is. I'll find out. And apparently she needs the emote. So she must be recollecting. See what I mean? When you have two players, or more than three, or more than two, if one of them isn't quite on the same page, or just steps away and is in that circle, they hold you back. So it can really slow you down. So we almost lost it there, because the little orange cape is lagging behind and holding us back. So we're not going any faster because we're not all moving forward, and that's 99% of the time what you get. Somebody is moving slower or hanging back. Some people might intentionally interfere, hold you back by pulling that light away. I've seen that sort of thing happening, so intentional or unintentional. So, I mean, it doesn't necessarily speed you up to have more than one player. I mean, that's people. People are people. People aren't always cooperative and also just not always on the ball together. So, you can see my gray emotes in there with the ones that are in this area that I haven't collected. Another emote. Everybody's still over there. Oh, there's a friend. Come on, friend, let's do this. Sometimes these quests have been a little bit troublesome. Don't know if it's server connection issues or what that is making it hard to sometimes keep these going. A little better luck when you're with somebody because you got two people to hold on to the thing. But I have noticed that single, I've been losing it various places lately. That's all bound to get better. Being new again is kind of cool because these people don't know who I am and just kind of see who ends up to be helpful. It's interesting when you see that, you know, the helpful people and the people who just move on. I guess I'm pretty sure I know who that person is. These new emote scenes are just so adorable. This one, when you are recollecting, it shows you a skip at this time, and you do not want to skip this scene. The skip shouldn't be there. It freezes your game if you try to skip. See the gray emotes up there again. 2 more emotes that are in this area that I haven't collected yet. So more to find. Come on, friend, help me with this door, please. It helps that she's also collecting emotes, so. The doors have been a little glitchy too. Now when you're or if you're not recollecting, you can still help somebody, but only the person who actually needs to collect the emote will see the mask sitting there to release it. So you can, and then the other person can see a grayed out version of everything and see everything to help you. It can be hard to see though, so the person who actually has to collect the emote has to lead it, just because you can see it better than a person who doesn't have to collect it can. This one's just precious. They just really did a good job with these. I kind of wonder, because I know it was one of my suggestions. Maybe it was part of the plan all along or something, but to because it used to be you got very little in the emote scenes. They were pretty static. There might be some movement, but not a ton. And so it gave you little tiny glimpses of life. And so I wrote up, and other people I'm sure suggested it as well, is to make these emote scenes be snippets of life. And they've really expanded on that in these, and you get little glimpses, little snippets, little story. And this was a fairly mundane one. Still showed you a scene. They used to basically just show the emote. Pretty much they just showed the emote. I love that she kept leading me. That was just so awesome. Come on, friend. Come on, newbie friend. That was awesome. And you know, that's what it was like when I first started playing too. I had people who just took me by the hand and said, you know, here we go. Let me show you around. So some of the emote scenes are still pretty basic and just show you the emote. Some of them are like this one that just show a little scene. And then others are, you know, and the quest is just light to light to light. Others are more, I was so afraid she was going to make me chat there. I'm like, no, I don't want to chat. Others actually show you little snippets, little scenes as you go. And I don't think there are any in here. None in Prairie do, so they won't come until Forest. This door has been a bugger lately. It worked here, but it's been not working very well lately. This is a big room they need to do something with. Big empty room, nothing in here but this. You can't just have a big empty room. So this area has been redesigned. It used to be in what used to be this area, or you know, these things that are here now used to be in a different place, and there used to be the butterfly couch remote here, and it was a 2-person door, and then over by the boats where we just were was a 4-person door. And then on the other side you had a bigger hill, which has completely changed now, and that's where the eight-player puzzle was. Prairie used to be just one space. The temple was up top, one space, and all of this was in there, differently laid out. And then they broke it up, and like I said, I love the way it's broken up. So this is another just carrying the flame quest. I love the way it's broken up. They've added pathways to every level now. It used to be just direct pathways to a couple levels, but now everything just attaches. It's just a really neat setup. Big yawn. Up, high five. Yay, we did it. Oh. And then I give her a gift for helping me. Thank you, friend. That giving of hearts is really crucial. Because hearts are the only way you can buy cosmetics, and only by receiving a gift from a friend can you receive hearts. There's also the statue in home space, or not home space, the statue in aviary that's your friend to level up, or not your friend, sorry, your player level up. I'm telling her where I need to go next. That way, please. Turns out she needed to go there too. And I think you get a heart after each time you level up. But for the most part, getting them from friends is the only way you can receive hearts. And hearts unlock all cosmetics. So her shoes, her outfit there, the pants and boots are my favorite of the, oh, she says, here, I'll take you. My favorite of the winter clothes. I'm still in my brown newbie cape. So the quests, candles, the quests, when the quests were added, they were all 2-player, required 2 players. These quests, these emote quests, fire quests we call them. And this one was my least favorite because it was, I did it twice in an hour to help somebody else, or 2 or 3 times an hour. And I'm like, everybody's new at it, nobody knows what they're doing, everyone was confused. It took so long to do. Now when you've done it a few times, it's much easier, much quicker. But I had a lot of trouble doing this one alone because of a lot of feedback about the multiplayer, the 2-person required thing. They changed it so that 1 person can do it, but it's supposedly quicker with more than 1. Anyway, alone in this one, I have had trouble with just losing connection or something, and losing the flame here, losing the mask. So I'm just not sure if it's buggy servers or what, but I had a lot of trouble. And it wasn't, it's not single player friendly. It was just simply I couldn't, something was happening. And I've seen other people experience the same thing, so it's something going on. But this is nice and quick with her, because we both know what we're doing. You can actually follow somebody. So if you select, if I selected my friend and just hit the follow button, I could just follow her and sit back and do nothing. My character would keep going, following her. It's kind of cool. This was one of the first emote scenes added, and this was way back when Prairie looked, the way it used to. This emote scene was added. Oh, this was our first glimpse back in, I want to say, July, August, not even August. It'd have to be in June or July. So months ago. This is when they didn't look like this because they didn't have the hair. They were just, here's a level up, yay, more cape. Another cape wedge. Yep, still have a gray emote up there. But yeah, this was our preview of what they were starting to do with the emotes. Hug my friend. Back early on in the beta, all candle exchanges gave a heart to the recipient of the candle. No longer, only gifts. give hearts. I think at least it should be 3 hearts for 3 candles. But anyway, it's not. Yet. Candles that give no wax. I just love these tunnels. They're so cool. We have one more emote here after we collect the candles. I'm so not used to being led, so this was really nice that I found her and she led me anywhere, led me everywhere. One more fire quest. This one's nice and short, kind of your intro to these things, and then you get the one of the longer ones. It's in this area too. Oof, what's up, doggy? They so could add scenes. I wonder if they intend to add scenes to all of these. I do honestly think the ancestors look a little silly in the get-ups, in the costume though, in the cape and everything. I don't know. I kind of wish they'd work on those a little bit, but some of them have looked the same since forever. And I think, oh, then we ended up going back to Butterfly Field so that I could help her get the, help her, accompany her, getting the other emote. I guess she skipped. Or was she just after candles? I can't remember now. We'll see. I have a dog who can tell time. Here's kind of your first quest again. It's nice to be able to accompany her doing something since she was helping me so much. Okay, so we're going to head back here so I can actually collect the motes. Because I did not do that the first time. Remembering to take pictures of the new levels as we got to them. I was forgetting to do that. So here we go. This is one of the there's purple candles right there. Those are important. These are the seasonal candles. I imagine their location's going to change with every season. I'm not sure these emotes are going to change place with every season. Or if they're going to recycle emotes. This is a moved emote. This used to be somewhere. This emote used to be somewhere else. Of course, this whole thing is new, and this is one of the ones you get little scenes through the quest. So as you see, we get up to the light here, and it turns into the person, and she's in costume. The costume that you're going to get from her map. This is probably my favorite costume of the winter series. The hair at least is. I love the hair. I love the way the hair looks on the character. But anyway, this emote used to be in mountains and was moved here as one of the seasonal emotes, meaning it has the seasonal attire, the clothing, hair. A couple of capes. She doesn't have a cape. It's the dancing emote. She doesn't have a cape, but she has hair and leggings and boots. The boots are really sharp looking. These clothing sets are only going to be available now. You know, so as in you get them during the season, you get to keep them forever, but they won't be available again. Yeah, whether that will remain the case. It's funny, she's wearing a mask in the picture, but there's no mask in the map. As you can see, there's leggings and a hairstyle. So I'm going to run off and find the other emote, just up on the very top, the highest little point island there in the sky. This one was really hard the first time I tried it with people. It was a mess, and of course I was trying it on my Mac, and it was hard to control, and it was just impossible. Now with a little bit of experience, it's gotten a lot easier. It's not nearly as complicated. It's certainly easier alone because you can just see where you're going better, but it's not nearly as hard as it seemed at first. Here I'm on the iPad, so it's definitely not as big a problem as it was on the Mac. the Mac with its keyboard. The Mac is a lot easier with the controller. And here, and you don't have to keep jumping around. You can just fly right up to the thing. I kind of wonder if you were able to fly with the light mask there at the beginning. You can now. When it was first introduced, I wonder if you weren't able to. Oh, also, I think all these required 2 when they were first introduced. These emote quests. Oops, I'll turn that down. These emote quests, I think, all required 2 in the beginning, so now they just require 1. Quests and all this are changing so frequently. It's hard to say that this as it is gonna last long. That's the voice, the call, the bird call, the bird voice. It's funny because this guy looks like this here, and then when you revisit his map here to look at the map later, it's a totally different character. I suspect that's going to be fixed. There, my friends came back. And they're yapping with each other. I was trying to demonstrate which emotes I have. Missing... Which one was I missing there? I am not sure. Oh, I was missing the one in aviary. Because at this time, I hadn't seen the aviary guy yet. Brand new player does not see that aviary seasonal until a little later, and so I had not seen him yet. So that's the emote I was missing in the middle of my emotes there. I think she's going to lead us on to some candles, and you can tell she's on a Mac because of some of her flying. She's actually very good at it, but it gets a little wonky sometimes. So collecting candles in order to farm candles, in order to create candles to give to friends and to buy. I don't like giving candles used to be just for friends. So you collected candles to give to friends. That was it. And now candles buy stuff, and just not. See there, how she bounced off there? That's because of the Mac. It's not her fault. The Mac doesn't go quite where you want it to go. That happens on iOS as well, but it's a lot more of a problem on Mac. And then circling around, it's like, just get around. But I much preferred when you bought cosmetics with hearts. Hearts were a bit easier to come by, and everything cost hearts. Of course, you didn't used to have to buy emote upgrades either. You went through Storm to get emote upgrades, so trade-offs. Now you don't have to go through Storm to upgrade your emotes. I'm not... Storm upgrades your wing, your cape power, your cape capacity. Because you can recollect emotes. Go to Storm, reset your emotes to no wing stamps, and then you recollect emotes, and as you do that, your cape capacity increases. Okay, I'm just gonna move on without them because they were talking, and that's okay. I was gonna finish up anyway this area. I don't remember where I left off here. Picture. Clouds help you recharge yourself, your cape. Ow. Oh yeah, and then flying with the mantis. For a little while they took this away. Just didn't do this anymore, but you're back to flying with the mantis to get to the temple. And this was how it was in the beginning of the beta, when I first started the betas. You flew with the mantis to get up to the temple. It was actually a lot harder to fly up there back then, yourself. Now it's fairly pretty easy. And then one more. The little mantis scenes are skippable after you've watched them once. The little cut scenes that happen every time I light a temple. But one emote, this emote here, I think. Maybe not this one. I think it's the waving emote. Looks like it's skippable. You don't want to skip it. It freezes the game. Right now I don't have the skip button, but on a replay I will. So you could skip this scene here. I see somebody riding a manta right there. I think like riding the manta, that's one of the daily quests. And how you do it, as I will show, is you have to release the big mantas. Those are the ones you ride. Like that guy. You release the mantas by lighting the temples. The temple torches. And then you go find one of them. Ah, there's one. And see the little triangle there? That's your select button for the manta. So if you tap it, when you see it, I'm trying to find one that I can reach. They can be a little tricky to reach. I'm getting caught in the wind of these birds here. So there's a select button. I didn't grab him. Keep messing with it. Eventually I will grab one. I grabbed him. And so there we go. Riding up to the temple. Oof. The camera makes your video go a little wonky. And there we are. There used to be candles here. That aviary down there looks so cool. I love how they added that. They didn't have that for the longest time. You could see the temple from aviary, but you couldn't see aviary from the temple. I'm like, guys, you need to be able to, you can. If you can see one, you can see the other. And they did eventually add that. I didn't go exploring over there. There are some candles to find. And now I'm visiting my second elder. That's his stone up there. And the little sit button. Somebody's message candle right in the way. You can delete them from your view. So you select it. You do have to view it, select it, and then you can do the little slash button. You can also favorite it. And these scenes are also skippable after you've seen them once. On the next playthrough, there'll be a skip button. Ooh, pretty. These have not changed. Well, the only one that's changed of these scenes is mountains. Isle has changed a couple times, but mostly it's just changed what you see. There used to be ancestors in the scene. There aren't anymore. This one's the same. Mountains has changed. forest is the same. All the others are the same as they've always been. But mountains updated a while back, and oh, it's neat. It's neat. I don't even remember what it was like originally. Oof.